All right, so you might remember around Valentine's Day, I made like a pink and red build. It was going to be a Valentine's themed build. I mean, not that I have Valentine, but I figured it would be a cute idea to do for Valentine's Day because I had a lot of parts that were like red and pink. And the case I had just gotten for $44 also was supposed to have RGB. I was going to change the lighting, and we were going to see if we couldn't make a theme type build. Well, the RGB in that case didn't work too well, so I might have a solution. All right, so you might remember that box back over my shoulder there, that i3 box. It's got a 10105F in it, which is the step up from the 10100. It's an Intel i3 4-core, 8-thread processor. It worked very well, by the way. We put it with a B560 motherboard, worked out pretty well, and stuck it in that pink case, that off-brand ES gaming case that normally retails for about 90 bucks, but I got it for 44, and it's a good thing because the RGB and all that stuff didn't work worth a flip in it. So what I did is I thought to myself, do I want to invest more money into this case, or do I want to just write it off and just leave it like it is? Well, the case itself is okay, and it was all right to build in. I didn't have any problems with it, other than the lighting not working. It was relatively easy to build in. I didn't have any issues, so I'm going to keep it. It is a little bit odd to have a pink computer on my desk, but that's okay because it'll give me an opportunity to go ahead and upgrade that. We'll do some other testing. We'll do what does Intel buy for 150 bucks compared to the Ryzen 3 3100 that I got for $150, and I can do some other benchmarks and stuff like that as we go up. I do have another case, but that stuff's already in there, so why not use it? What I did decide to do, though, was maybe change the lighting a little bit. I wasn't able to repair it. I did do some troubleshooting with my trusty voltmeter, which, I mean, I could tell that I was getting the 5 volts I was supposed to on the RGB strip, and that's really all I could, besides being able to check for continuity. The components on the strip don't work. The light and the fan didn't work. There's absolutely no way for me to be able to check that fan or troubleshoot the RGB in that fan. So I figured if I could find something inexpensive, maybe I'd just swap some stuff out. So that's what we're doing today. I found a light strip. It's actually made by Lian Li. It's for a LAN cool case, but it has a standard addressable RGB connector on it, which should be fine. And then we're just going to do a Corsair fan that has a white cooler and a white RGB. It's a white fan with a white LED, no RGB on it, so it's not going to change colors or anything. But maybe that'll light the case up. And with the Lian Li RGB strip, maybe we can go ahead and change the colors using the onboard, like for ASUS. Maybe we'll use the colors for on ASUS on its lighting software, Aura software, and not have to worry about that little button on the top of the case anyway. I don't know, maybe I can do something later to incorporate that. Yeah, I don't know if I can or want to or whatever, but maybe we can spruce the case up a little bit. Total price that would bring the case to about $60. I already had the fan. This cost me about $15, and it might be worth salvaging. So we're going to take a look and see how it works. All right, so first things first, we can verify that the fan does not work. And behind that little shroud right there, that little plastic strip, is the RGB, and it does not work. The blue is actually the indicator for the power button, so don't be misled there. Obviously it's running. Everything else, I mean, it's pink and red. It's not a bad looking case, not a bad looking setup, but nothing extra because the lights don't work. We're going to see what we can do. It does have coffee, by the way, even at night. All right, one of the first things we're going to have to do is remove these 3 screws right here that hold the RGB strip in. And I don't know if I'm going to use those same 3 to put the new RGB strip back in, the new strip, because the new strip is not magnetic, but it does have a sticker on it. So I might be able to just go ahead and stick it right on to the edge here. I'll have to see how that looks. We'll see what happens. But I will also need to kind of untangle a little bit of this and take all that out. So we're going to turn it around. While we're at it, we also took out the we'll call it a case fan. That's all we're going to do. We're going to call it a case fan. Took it out. We'll put the other one in there in just a minute. But first we've got to tackle this RGB strip. And the fan was pretty easy. I just unplugged the Molex here and rerouted it back through there, unplugging the RGB strip and taking that out. Might not be too difficult. I might have to redo one of these zip ties, but hey, it is what it is. All right, one more thing to consider. I had to take the switch out of the top to get to the strip here, and the strip is hardwired in, so I'm just going to cut this off and tape it over. So this will be a dead lead for right now. I want to have enough left on it where if I decide to use it later, I can. This, I'll have enough, I'll leave enough on it where if I decide I want to try to troubleshoot or something maybe later, I don't know. But I've already checked the voltages and everything on this, and you see it's got a couple test points. And even though it had the right voltage, I didn't have anything lighting up. So I think this is a dead strip. But I might end up using that switch for something else later, so I'll leave most of the leads still attached. I'll just tape it up nicely. New light strip really is nothing fancy. These little plastic caps on the top and bottom, they barely stay on, but hopefully it won't be moving around. I'll just undo this, expose that two-sided tape, and stick that right back in there. We'll see what happens. And then I'll plug the addressable RGB right there. And voila, there we have it. Got the nice bright white light there. Got the, ooh, that's a little strong, isn't it? You can see the RGB through the side of the case. I'll be able to adjust that and change that where it'll show up different colors and all that good stuff. But the main thing is, now I've got something that'll actually look, halfway decent. It is sort of bright with an RGB like that, isn't it? But anyway, we can see that we've got some. So, mission accomplished. And as you can tell, well, it's kind of hard to tell, but maybe not. The RGB, hopefully it's not too bright. There is no conceivable way to put any fans in the front, and there's no airflow. This is open right here, but it's just going to give you some passive air. There's no way to try to put fans in there to pull this. And then up at the top here, only way we're going to get some airflow. So we are not going to put anything bigger than maybe a 11400 or 11600 in this case to test with. Just not enough airflow. So with a little bit of playing around, I was able to get it to work. I didn't have to do anything on the back panel because I took all the stuff that connected through the back off. The new LED fan connected on the front. I just had to tuck the cables back behind the VRM heatsink so they'd be out of the way. And the new RGB plug strip plugs right into the bottom of the motherboard in the front. So I don't have to route anything in the back. I don't have to worry about any more cable mess in the back trying to tuck anything away. Worked out pretty well. I was able to get Aura Light Sync or Aura Sync or whatever they call it. I didn't want to install the whole Armory crate, so I just managed to be able to get Aura Sync working on there. Picked a nice little pink color. It's sort of a bright, almost a dark pink. I didn't want to do red. Red kind of looks mean. I mean, it's an angry color. I went ahead and picked pink, and I don't know why, but I'm not afraid of my masculinity. So hey, it works, it works. I did mention that it's going to be difficult to try to cool anything greater than, say, a 6-core, 12-thread CPU in that case because there's no way to put fans in the front. So we're going to go ahead and stick with I'll probably put 2 in the top blowing out and the 1 in the back blowing out. So we have a little bit of negative pressure, just pulling some air in, and we'll go with that. We'll see what happens. But overall, it worked out pretty well. It was for $15, a little Lian Li plug strip. They make great coolers. They make great fans. They make great cases. Why wouldn't I think the RGB strip would work out just as well? And it did. It stuck right into the side of the case on the plastic part right there. Covered it up with that other little strip, the little piece of plastic, so it didn't like all bleed all RGB all over the case on the inside. It's a nice little accent light, and it works out pretty well. So anyway, little I don't want to call it a repair, maybe an enhancement. Brings the total amount of the case from the $44 I bought it to the $15 that the light strip cost me. I already had the fan, but you can get another fan for like $10. So if you get stuck with something like this, instead of going through the hassle of sending it back and all that, maybe just order a couple parts and make it work the way you want it to work. You're going to probably upgrade it in the future anyway, right? Who knows? Anyway, that's all I got for right now, folks. I hope it was helpful. There wasn't a whole lot to it. I'm sorry. It is what it is, but it was a little bit of an adventure. I thought I'd take you guys along, and we have other things we're going to do with that case and with the other case that we ordered at the same time, the other budget case. I still would say it's better to budget for a case than buy a budget case. But in this case, no pun intended, we got this one working okay. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't. Leave me any kind of comments you want. And until next time, that is all I have. Don't forget to visit me on the other socials. But I'll see you later.